Saudi Arabia is dancing with joy because the much-awaited construction of the Megacity project, the Line, has finally begun. Saudi Arabia might appear to the outside world to be a quasi-medieval nation where women still battle for fundamental rights, bearded clerics control the judiciary, and prisoners are frequently killed with swords in public. However, the Saudi kingdom has always had aspirations to advance toward a high-tech future, just like its neighbors in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. 6 new cities throughout the desert were proposed by the last Saudi king, all of which were hailed as revolutionary advances toward a post-oil society. Now Saudi Arabia is chasing its dreams by commencing the construction of the high-tech megacity, the Line. Neom, a massive city in Saudi Arabia's northwest Tabuk region, has started to take shape. Even though architects and economists have doubted the viability of NEOM since it was first shown in 2017, its suggested flourishes, such as flying taxis and robot maids, have continuously raised concerns. However, now that the construction footage has been made public and a portion of the gigantic site has been caught by drone cameras, in the middle of the desert, the video shows multiple vehicles and equipment at work. About the Line. Saudi Arabia has got great plans for the Line, and as far as designs and facilities are concerned, the under-construction megacity looks nothing less than a dream city. The National reported that the Line's plans have been revealed by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. It's going to be the first city around the world to run entirely on renewable energy sources, such as hydrogen and solar energy. The Line's inhabitants will reside in interlinked civilizations governed by artificial intelligence and built to get along with the environment. To build a new style of living, futuristic development will take priority over walkability, sustainable energy, and technologies. Who wouldn't want to live in an eco-friendly and highly equipped city like the Line? As per Bloomberg, Mohammed bin Salman, the de facto leader of Saudi Arabia, is the mastermind behind the ambitious NEOM project, which wants to create twin buildings that will be hundreds of miles long and about 500 meters tall. The megacity is approximately 200 meters wide, 170 kilometers in length, and 500 meters above sea level, according to the NEOM website. The official website also claims that there won't be any traffic, vehicles, or pollution. 95% of the area will be set aside for conservation, and it will be powered entirely by renewable energy. In contrast to traditional cities, the health and welfare of the people will receive priority over infrastructure and transport. I think we all can agree that if, like Saudi Arabia, other governments would spend more capital on developing eco-friendly projects, the world will surely become a better place to live. Cons. Like every coin has two sides, the Line also has its pros and cons. As much as we praise Saudi Arabia for building a city that will run completely on renewable energy, we shall not forget that Saudi Arabia is still a monarchy. In a country ruled by a prince, people have to obey the government no matter what, or else the consequences are extreme. According to a report from the human rights NGO ALQST earlier this month, Huaygat tribe members that refused to relocate from their villages to make room for the construction were allegedly given death sentences by the government. The Saudi authorities reportedly revealed earlier in October that 3 of the tribe's members had received death sentences from the nation's National Terrorism Court after refusing to abandon their residences when property developers came to take them for the megacity. Anyone who has lived in one of Saudi Arabia's current cities can understand the desire to begin again. They look filthy and awful. The nation is full of corrupt, narrow-minded clergymen and change-resistant bureaucracies. Economic challenges. For any construction project, financial challenges are undoubtedly the biggest obstacles. Imagine spending months drawing out a plan for building your own bungalow, and then you check your bank account that's been sitting there all this while with just $100 in it. How stupid would that be? According to research, Saudi Arabia has had little success in luring financial support and investments from other governments and businesses. Although NEOM was initially intended to be finished by 2030 with a $500 billion budget, some reports say that the Megacity may not be finished until 2050, which would result in a huge rise in prices. Because of this, it is anticipated that the project as a whole will cost the kingdom $1 trillion. $1 trillion is a huge amount even for a country as rich as Saudi Arabia. The Public Investment Fund, PIF, the kingdom's self-managed, super private investment fund, is financing the project. However, Riyadh has not been successful in forming any financial alliances for NEOM, with the exception of conversations with some foreign businesses, especially Russian ones, to construct parts of the infrastructure. The kingdom's oil exports, which have been erratic in the past few years, are a major factor in the financial survival of PIF. Riyadh anticipated a huge budget deficit of more than $79 billion in 2020. The funding of the NEOM project is expected to have financial ups and downs in a nation where approximately 60% of its economic resources are derived from oil and only 9% from non-oil exports in 2021. On one side, the project is already suffering from major funding issues. On another side, even the Saudis, who had big hopes for the megacity, are feeling burdened by the project. The market's financial limitations and an aim to become less reliant on oil led to the introduction of a 5% value-added tax in 2018, which was subsequently increased to 15% in 2020. Some Saudis, who will ultimately shoulder the financial weight of this project due to tax pressure and inflation, have voiced their displeasure with the extravagant expenditure on high-profile developments. Amid all this chaos, some people are actually doubtful about whether or not the construction will be completed. Social challenges. Anything that takes place in this world affects society directly or indirectly. Social challenges may not seem like a big deal, but they do hold the power to deeply influence high-profile projects. One of the members of the Hawaitat tribe, Abdul Rahim al-Hawidi, refused to give his ancestral land to the state and posted a video on YouTube fearing he was going to be murdered. He was shot twice by the police shortly after that, killing him. Human rights advocates launched a chorus of protests following his death. Additionally, religious communities all around the nation have voiced their displeasure with the prince's secularization of Saudi society and his attempts to modernize the nation through initiatives like NEOM and Vision 2030. With MBA's ambitious plans, Alai may succeed for the kingdom, drawing in international investors and grabbing the public's attention. To do this, though, we'll need to address issues with technical and financial viability, as well as define its place in Saudi Arabia that is evolving. Will the line be completed, or will it be abandoned like many other Saudi Arabian projects? Voice your opinions in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more informational videos.